Not many cities in the world are constructed to be walked for you to see all of the kind of the major attractions that you would go to a city for. I'll name a few, and you'll agree, I'm sure. Outside of my window, New York City. London is one. Across the channel, Paris. A little further up, Amsterdam. These are all walkable cities. Hong Kong, Rome, I would even press at Rome. Venice, definitely, without question, is one of those walkable cities. But one of the cities that we always sort of overlook as a walkable city is Old Constantinople, now known as Istanbul. I cannot persuade you enough to give me just a little time today to explain why I think you should come with me to Istanbul. Last year, 2024, I was enormously privileged to be able to work there as a digital nomad for a while. And because of the time difference between the United States and Turkey, I got to do a lot of exploring, walking up and down, behind places people wouldn't even think of going to. And what I discovered was a city, a miraculous city, a town that is so vibrant, colorful, joyful, simple, complicated, a mess of things, organization, happy people, sad people. It was one of the, it was in my 48 years worth of travel, probably, and I actually will say this without question, it was the best time of my life. Now I want to share that with you. But here's the dilemma that I have. I don't want to rent a 45-seater bus and shove you all in and say, look left, look right, look left, look right. I'm doing it with the wrong hands, but you get the picture. Now get off. We're going to be here at this attraction for, I don't know, 10 minutes, be back on time. And then you'll always have, where is so-and-so? God, we have to wait and wait and wait. And that's enormously irritating. So I decided, instead of doing that, given the experience that I have now under my belt in Istanbul, I have created a series of programs throughout 2026 which will make of you an Istanbulite. There's no question of it. I guarantee you that. Here's why. We're not staying in the old city. We're staying in the more contemporary side of Istanbul. We're spending 7 days in Istanbul. What? 7 days? You're crazy. No, I'm not. Any ordinary tour that would take you to Istanbul would take you to Hagia Sophia, Topkapi Palace, Basilica Cistern, the major sites, the Blue Mosque, of course. And when I was there, I purposely took time to go to places like the Hippodrome, where these all come together, and watching tourists following a tour leader who was getting aggravated all the time because, where are you? Where are you? Here's my little yellow umbrella. Where are you? Waiting for people. And I thought, I can't, I won't, I'll never do that. But what I will do is this. I will take 10 people at a time. So that's just 5 rooms. Yeah, it's double up. And we will stay in the contemporary side of Istanbul, which is called Taksim. You've seen thousands of pictures of the Taksim area. It's the little red trolley car, the nostalgic tram that goes up and down all day and night. That's the area we're staying in. Now, the traffic situation in Istanbul is hell on earth, let me assure you. The roads are sometimes blocked. This is the construction. You know how it goes. I mean, but even in here in New York City, sometimes the traffic snarled up is too much to bear. So, I decided that we're going to use public transportation. And you'll look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm not. Because public transportation will save you, one, money on the cost of the trip. Two, it will save you an enormous amount of time that you couldn't even begin to imagine. For example, here's a quick one. We'll get up in the morning, we'll have breakfast at our hotel. We'll leave our hotel, walk across the square called Taksim Square to the metro, go down the metro, hop on the funicular, go down the funicular to a place called Kabataş. From there, get onto the metro, go over the Galata Bridge and up into Sultanahmet, and boom, just like that, with no traffic, with no drama, with no hassle, we're where we want to be. And I will have arranged no line tickets, because this has become a thing now. When you get there, you're told you have to be there by a certain time, and you're timed for a certain time, and you go in. So we'll never need to wait. And you'll wonder why I'm doing this type of tour for just 10 people. Well, that's easy to manage to start off with. And you won't have any sort of stragglers or strays or losers along the way. And we'll have very set rules and regulations of, if you happen to miss the tram, do not panic. Get off in 2 stops. We will wait for you. So it makes of you a very independent traveler. It makes of you somebody who can... It kind of instills in you a sense of independence that really is a very good word to use at this point, I think. But above all, it makes in you an explorer. Because you'll be doing things in Istanbul that you didn't even think you would ever do in your life. See, I'm not one that is a fan of, and we can do this in a day, get up early, let's go to Hagia Sophia, let's go to Topkapi Palace, let's go to the Harem at Topkapi Palace, now let's walk across the Hippodrome, see the 3 obelisks, go into the Blue Mosque, come out of the Blue Mosque, cross the road, go to the Basilica Cistern, line up, see that, and then just take me to the hotel. I am exhausted. So the people that I will attract to come on these tours, and believe me, it's not an open for all. I will interview each person myself to see that we will get on, that there's a congruency, there's a good mixture of people that are all like-minded, is a good word, like-minded people who will not have the fear to say, slow down, Baba, I'm tired. Yeah, I need a cup of tea, I need a break, I need a restroom, just stop. And with a small group, you can do that, because we'll all be in that same position, and I'll tell you why we'll be in that position. Do you remember, cast your mind back now, I'm talking to a very, very specific audience here. Throw your mind back to the company called Kontiki Tours. Kontiki Tours had stipulated they will take people only from the age of 18 to 35. A day earlier, no. A day later, No. Well, where are those 18 to 35s now? They're us. Where are those 18 to 35s? What the hell happened between 35 and now? I don't know. But we're those 18 to 35s. And so I'm talking to you in my age group. They call us baby boomers. I saw another one come out that defied that we were baby boomers. That's besides the point. But I'm looking at people at my age, people who want to go along at a nice, gentle pace, stop where necessary, have a tea where necessary, talk to people where necessary. I know how to bump the "let me sell you a carpet" people out of the way in a courteous manner, so you don't have to do that. Also, I'm not a historian, so I can take you into the Hagia Sophia, and I can point out things, but I couldn't tell you what they mean. So on those particular days, we will have a local Turkish English-speaking guide with us to explain the grandeur of what you're seeing. But we don't need them all the time, because we know how to get around on our own. And I'll be taking you to many neighborhoods, places that people don't go to on a 2-day tour. Just off the top of my head, Üsküdar, it's in Asia. Kadıköy is in Asia. These are places that are more residential, but they're so embracing, and you feel part of the culture, you see. And this is what I want to establish. I want to make you come back feeling, damn, I actually saw Istanbul from a totally different angle, and I saw it in 7 days. I didn't rush in and out for 2 days. That's what I want to achieve with putting this series together. So I want you to go to Turkey Tourism USA. You'll see the details down here on the website or on the YouTube page. I'll give you the website to go to. I'll give you the brochure that is up there already, so you can start looking at it and see where you will be going to, what you will be seeing. But I urge you to consider your age and my age. I'm 68 now. I'm not going to be running around at the speed of light like I did when I was 21. I couldn't do it. Last year, you can even hear my voice has become raspy. It's because I suffer from COPD. You may have something as well. You may have, no, I don't want to call it a disease. That sounds too chronic. But there may be something that you need to slow down for. And so you're the person that I want to come with me, because we can all slow down together. So, Üsküdar, Kadıköy, Beşiktaş, Eminönü, I can go on. Balat, Pier Lottie Hill, and on and on and on. And that, I guarantee you, friends, is more than you will see on any tour ever. And if that is not enough for you, when we're finished with that particular tour, we can go to Cappadocia. Those are, if you're wondering what that is, we would fly from Istanbul into the center of the country with those fairy chimneys, but at a glance you'll remember that you have seen somewhere in your life a city with balloons floating up in the early morning hours. That's Cappadocia. We could do that. If you want, we can go to the ancient city of Ephesus. If you want, we can go to Izmir, a beach town. If you want, we can go down to Bodrum. If you want, we can go to Antalya. But the base price of all of this, in other words, the moment you arrive at Istanbul International Airport until the moment you depart from Istanbul International Airport, is going to cost you $1,495 per person sharing accommodation plus tax. It's as simple as that. You get your accommodation, you get your breakfast, you get your entry fees, you get your transportation, every amount of transportation, whether it's on a funicular, on a tram, on a metro line, on one of the many metro lines, whether it's under the sea to Asia, whether it's on the Bosphorus to Asia, it's all included. You have to pay for lunch and dinner, and you have to do that on most tours anyway. So have a look at what I've said in below, and have a look at the website and see what the itinerary does. And I want to leave you with something, but I have to read it to you because it's not something that I can remember just offhand. Listen to this. Travel is not just about monuments, palaces, and photo ops. It's found in these fleeting, intimate gestures. Bread shed between strangers, a hand pressed to the heart, the warmth of being seen. You see, in a world where travelers often just rush past each other, Istanbul reminds us sometimes the most meaningful souvenirs are the ones you carry in your memory. A taste of bread, a moment of belonging, a reminder that kindness is the true language of travel. And with that, I've taken 16 minutes of your time, for which I thank you. I hope you'll join me on tour to Turkey. I'm Ken Vasquez for Turkey Tourism USA, based in New York City. Thank you.